Are you looking to start your business online? Or maybe you already started and you're using a bunch of tools. It gets kind of complex when you start using a bunch of tools, plus you got to pay month to month each one of those. Good thing there's a system that's called Systeme, and it's 6 tools in one to get your business started right away. One of the cool things is that they have a really generous freemium plan that you can get started right now without paying anything, and it's great to get started. Now, let's go jump over to Systeme to show you what I'm talking about right now. What's up everyone, my name is George and this is SaaS Master. Like I mentioned before, Systeme is several tools in one, and it just makes everything easier to have everything integrated in one platform. Let me show you really quickly what's available on Systeme. You got sales funnels, email marketing, online courses, website builder, affiliate program management, and marketing automations. All of that inside of Systeme. Now, like I mentioned, freemium plan is available to get started, to check it out, or maybe see if this is the right tool for you. Now, as of this video, this is what you're going to get. These are the plans that are available, and these might change in time. Now, check this out. For example, the free plan gets you 2,000 contacts, unlimited email sent, sales funnels, access to sales funnel steps, blogs, blog posts, courses. You even get custom domains. You get one with the free plan. So talk about being generous, right? So that's available on Systeme. If you guys want to check it out or grab that free version, that link will be provided in the description. Now, let's go jump over to Systeme. This is the Systeme Dashboard, and this is where you're going to view an overview of what's going on. So you have your new leads and sales, the most important part about your business, right? You want to know how many leads are coming in and how much sales you're going to make. There's also more into the dashboard, which is the affiliate dashboard. For obvious reasons, it's kept separate because obviously you're going to view here what your vendors are actually making, your affiliates, right? So you have total stats, you have your total leads sent, lifetime earnings, earning snapshots. You get stats by vendor to see how much each one of these vendors is actually making. You got your mass marketplace offers, the sales, the leads, and the payments. We can also use a filter to change what you want to view. For example, last 30 days, this month, or custom. We can also jump into the marketplace to view what's going on there and what's available. This is what's available on the marketplace, and we can view each one of these to see if this is something that we want to promote, right? So this is one of them. It started at February 5th, 2022, commission rate, commission earned, promo offer, etc., right? You get to view all that information. Next, we have our contacts, right? So we want to know what's going on in contacts because we want them to be added here. Contacts can be tagged. Tags are really useful to later on start an automation or just keep track of where they stand. For example, you can add a tag to people who opened the email, people who clicked on it, people who never opened the email, and you can tag these users to later start a different type of automation with that. We can import contacts if we want via CSV. We just have to choose a file and add them right here. Here we go. And we can also tag them when we import them. So like I mentioned before, depending on what you want to use the tag for. For example, if you made a giveaway on a separate platform and you want to bring them inside of here, well, we can make a tag for a giveaway. And we know that those people came in from giveaway, and we can start a different automation. We can create a new tag right here. For example, like I mentioned before, if it's going to be giveaway, well, we can tag all the users from this CSV with a giveaway. We can also view tags right here in a list view, and we can add more if we like. We can filter them if we have a bunch of them, or we can add a new one really quickly. We can see an overview of who subscribed today with that specific tag, subscribed yesterday, total subscribed, and total unsubscribed with these. So once you start sending out email automations, if someone unsubscribes, we're gonna be able to view them here on the unsubscribe. Now that's for the contacts. We can keep track of them right here really easily. Next thing we have are funnels. Now you can build funnels inside of Systeme, and it's actually pretty easy. So for example, let me show you one really quickly, and I'll create one from scratch. So for example, this is a funnel called Freedom Challenge, okay? The webinar duration, the URL path, and we have the steps on the left. These steps are draggable in case we want to move them in different steps. So for example, we have the webinar registration page. It's gonna jump them to the order form, and then we're gonna give them an upsell. For example, we can view this upsell really quickly. This is the upsell for this one. And yes, you can create all of these inside of Systeme, okay? So there's the upsell. We can edit this if we want. For example, if I'll edit this one, it's gonna open up the editor, and we have the website builder, which we're not gonna touch right now, but you can just customize it really quickly. We have upsell, there's another upsell, and a thank you page. And if we need to create Another step inside of this, we can create a step here. So I'll just say test for video, and the type of step that we're going to add, we have these options. For example, it's going to be a squeeze page, an inline form, a pop-up form. You have sales page, order form, thank you page, and so on and so forth. So if we want to make a downsell, for example, you can click on save. It's been added, and it's going to give us options for downsells. For example, these are templates that we can use. We can go ahead and preview any one of these that we like. For example, preview it. You can say, hey, you know what? That's what I like, or I don't like. It'll depend on you. But if that's what you like, I can say, hey, you know what? Let's go ahead and select it. Okay, now it's been added to the downsell. For obvious reasons, it's not going to be the last step. So it could be right here. And in the once we add the step, obviously we can change the name, change the URL path, the affiliate commission for this particular cell. So for example, you can change commissions depending on the cell. For example, the main cell could be a higher rate, or if it's an upsell, you can give them more or less depending on how you want to work it out. The payout delay, the resources for this particular downsell. For example, if I click on plus, we'll have resources available. Is it going to be a course bundle? Let's add a course bundle to this. Let's go ahead and choose the bundle. It's going to be the promo bundle. Is it going to be a full access or a drip campaign? We'll give them full access for this. Will it have an expiration date? No, expiration delay, sorry, in days. There's also price plans if we want to add these. Again, I already have them added right here. It could be a one-shot off, so it's just paid and you're good to go. A subscription, month to month, yearly, or a payment plan. It could be a one-shot. Go ahead and save it. One shot and one-shot payment. There we go. Go ahead and save it. And there we go. We have our resources and pricing plan. Now we can also do automations with this. So for example, we can do an automation rule for this particular one. Let's add a rule. It's going to be a rule when a new sale is done or when a page is visited. So depending on the rule that you want to work. Let's do it with a new sale. Let's add an action to this. And how do you want to use this rule? So for example, if they made a sale, we can subscribe them to a campaign. So for example, we can set different campaigns for different type of email campaigns, obviously, because it could be an email campaign that you know it's for customers and you want to sell them something else, or it could be another type of campaign for promotional things, or depending, okay? Unsubscribe them from a campaign, add a tag. That's a really useful one. So for example, if it's someone that purchased, well, I would add a tag to it. Now, for example, I don't have a tag created here, and I won't do one right now, but I would set a tag, for example, purchased or customer, right? So that person it's already a customer and they've purchased already. In this case, I'll just say prospect, right? I can save the rule. I can add more rules to this. Again, for example, it could be for page visited, add the action. We can send an email to a specific address and roll in a course, send the webhook to make another automation, make something more complex, and all that's available with the action. So that's automations. There's also A/B testing, super useful when you want to start testing what works most. So for example, the B test could be selling more than the A. And that is really useful because once you know what works the most, well, you're gonna switch from A to B or B to A, depending. So for example, I can create variants and a gold page, okay? There's also the stats for this particular step and the automation, the sales for this one, and the deadline settings available right here. We can enable this, then enable page expires in, just in case you don't want to run this unlimited or indefinite. You can set dates there. Funnel steps to redirect to once the deadline has expired. So if someone opens this and it's already expired, we can send them to somewhere else if we like. Time when the deadline page should expire, and available funnel steps for deadline funnels. And all that's available there. Now, this is a particular funnel. So you can see it's pretty easy because we have the steps, plus we can drag them up or down. Next thing we have are emails. We can send out emails from here. We can send out our newsletters. Super easy, super fast. Here's one of them. There we go. We have the subject for this, the sender name, the sender email address. We have a little warning there because this email address hasn't been tied to this account. The body of this email, and we have the unsubscribe there. Okay, on the right, we have attachments if we want to attach something. Send emails only to contacts registered over X amount of days. So in case they are new, for example, if they just registered yesterday, you don't want to bomb them with spam. That could be a use case. And we can say, you know what, if someone has been a subscriber after 15 days, an example. Include the tags for this particular newsletter. For example, we can also add the giveaway context to also receive it. Exclude the following tags. So in this case, we have 2 tags and we selected both. We can exclude them there if we like, just in case they have several tags tied to each contact, okay? Available subtitles. So these are variables that we can use on our automation here for the newsletter. So for example, let me see, we can say the company name, okay? So in case we want to add a variable here, earn 40% for you add, I don't know, your company name. So it's going to be a custom variable that's going to depend on the contact's company name, and that's going to change for each one of them, and it's going to be unique for them. Okay, let's go back into newsletters really quickly. What happens if you want to create one? Well, we're going to create a newsletter. We can set a subject right here, test for video. The sender name, I think I have to put something like this. I think I have this registered already. There we go. Sender email address. Here we go. We have the visual editor option or the classic editor, which is pretty simple, straightforward. And we have 2 options here. I'll select this one. There we go. We have our email editor, and this is where we're going to build our newsletter with the editor. We have options for image, text, button, horizontal line, and the layout sections to add columns and make this more customizable. So if I add a section 2 column right there, where am I going to add this? Oh, here we go. It's already here. So for example, now we have 2 columns here, and in that column, we can add an image or 2 images or several images, and it helps us make the email a little bit more unique there. Let's go ahead and get out because we're not going to build an email right now. Let's go ahead and cancel. We can also start our campaigns right here. Here we go. In case it's not a newsletter, but you want to start a campaign, we can go ahead and start one right now. Test for video, testing, save campaign. There we go. Let's go ahead and open it up. And what's going to start on this one? Add an email. There we go. Test 1. We'll add the email address. Test 1. We'll select the test 1. It's going to open up the editor. Let's go ahead and save changes. There we go. Let's go ahead and exit. Oh, I got to add the rest of the information. The email has been deferred. Checking the quality of the email due to automatic alert. Okay, so it's detecting an alert right there that we have to change there. But for the campaigns, we can add more emails there for start an automation. There's also the statistics for the emails, and we can view number of emails sent, average percentage of opened emails, the average percentage of spam reports per opened email. This is really important because if you're sending out emails with too much content, it might get sent over to spam, and you're going to view them here. So it's information that helps you for your future newsletters and campaigns. Average percentage of bounced emails. Really important. If you're getting a lot of bounce emails, I recommend that you do a cleanup for your emails. Make sure that they are working emails. Next thing is we have blogs. Yes, you can start blogs here right from Systeme. Okay, so for example, if I create a new blog, test for video, blog domain, this one, variable test for video. And we have some templates available right here. It kind of helps you get started to something that you might like. So let's go ahead and select this one. We can preview it and select it, but let's go ahead and select it as of now. If in case you want to check them out, you can preview them one by one. There we go. Here's the test for video. Let's check it out. Here we go. These are the pages for this particular one. Let's click on edit one of these. This will open up the website editor. And for the website editor, we have elements and we have blocks. Wait for that to load. There we go. We have opt-ins, forms, features, page footers, team presentations. And for elements, we have all of these: text elements, column layout, forms, blog, media, social, and others. And it helps you build your page right here. Let's get out of here for now. And so on and so forth, right? You have your pages, your blog post, and create everything right here. Super easy with templates and the builder. The automations, we have rules for automations. I've created some right here, and we can add a rule from here and then use them on our automations. For example, here's one of them, funnel step form. So it's saying we have triggers and actions. So if you ever use an automation tool, we have that something that's going to trigger it, and then it's gonna do the action, okay? So in this case, there's a trigger, full step form subscribe. So if someone subscribed, it's gonna do an action. I am going to subscribe them to a campaign. That's what it's going to do. Let me start a new rule. There we go. Let's add the trigger. And we got this right here. So for example, if someone registered to the webinar, okay, what we want to do for the action, we'll choose this funnel, okay? The action is going to be, we're going to subscribe them to a campaign that's going to start sending them emails automatically because we already set up the campaign, an example, okay? So it could be this campaign that's already set up, for example, and there we go. Oh, got to select the webinar. There we go. Save rule. So that means it's going to trigger it. That's an automation automatically. When someone buys or subscribes to that course, it's going to automatically send them to the step and add them to that campaign. And it's going to start sending them emails. It could be for selling, for newsletters, or whatever you want to use those emails for. We also have workflows. Let's go ahead and start this one. Test for video. Create. Let's go ahead and open it up. And this is really nice because we have a flow builder, a visual builder. Okay, and we can start our automation right here. So we have actions, decisions, and delay. First of all, we want an action because we want something to happen to start the automation. And we could do, for example, enrolled in a course. This particular course, you could have several courses there, and depending on it, what you can do. Enrolled in a course with full access or drip content. So we'll say if they enrolled on that, okay? What's going to happen once they enroll? What we're gonna do is we're gonna set a delay first because we don't want the email to go right away. In case you wanna give them like a thank you for joining the course or the bundle for it, we'll say wait 7 days, example, to do the next step, okay? Click a little plus button and we're going to do an action. For this action, we are going to send an email and we're gonna send this email. Of course, this is not the email for it. You would have your emails created already. We're going to choose. There we go. So as of now, if this happens, it's gonna wait 7 days and it's gonna automatically send out this email. Now we can set another delay. For example, we'll say after 2 days, create. And what's the action going to do? We're gonna split on it. And we're gonna say if the email was clicked. Okay, so it was clicked on this right there. There we go. Now we have a yes or no. So if it was clicked, it's gonna do something. We can send another email, or if it's not clicked, we can do something else, like tag them with something else. This we can first add a tag, and then we can also send them an email, and we can just go on and on with this automation flow. What I like about it, it's that it's really nice because we can move around and it's visually easy to understand what's going on. So just by viewing this, you can understand how this works. But there you go. That's one of them. Next thing we have is the product sales. A lot of things going on right here. We can start off with the physical products right here. So for example, I've created this product name, Holsinger, but that's just an example. I can go ahead and create a new one. Test for video is we can have a product bat, in this case, no. Here we go, add a new attribute. In this case, we'll say test, just so it don't take a lot of time. And we can add a new option to it. Option value, testing. There we go, and we can add more options to it and add new attributes to it. So it's easy to work with physical products, and you start adding them right here. Next, we have our coupons. If you want to use coupons for your company, here's one that's already created. So these coupons are later to be used if you want to send them out to people or add them in a newsletter, an email campaign, and say, hey, you know what, we have a discount. Well, you create the coupon first and you start using it. So you have a coupon name, coupon expiration date, the limit of the coupon use. In this case, I set 1,000, but depends how you want to use it. Only 10 people can redeem it. Well, you only set 10 there. Tied funnels to it, sales with coupon. In this case, none as of now. The orders, we're able to view all of orders right here. On the orders page, we're going to view, obviously, all the orders that had come in. But in this case, there's no orders, 0 orders, but we're able to view them right here. Next thing we have is transactions. So the transactions, again, we're able to view each transaction individually to obviously for purpose of informations or for anything that you might need it. We have our filters on the left to find by customer email, any offer, any type of transaction, etc. We have subscriptions. So in this case, we don't have any right now, but we're able to view them right here again. Affiliate invoices. So once you have affiliates coming in and you start paying, we have the invoices available right there. The courses, this is where we have courses. In this case, there's already one built. Let me show you this one. And it's, for example, module 1. And this is what's included in module 1, course 1 and course 2. Module 2 and the course included inside of there. And we can add lectures inside of those modules. There we go. We can add students to them manually, add students, add modules, and view them if we want. So for example, if I want to view this one, this is one of the courses, and this is how it's going to actually view. So for example, this is how a person is going to view it. Demo, this is the percentage of completed. Module 1, course 1, here's the video for it, the lecture of what's going on, and we can mark it as completed. Let's go back. There we go. And if we want to add edit one of these, for example, course 1, if we want to edit it, we have the edit course lecture right here. We have the builder for it, and again, we can build our own right here in case you add what you need right there to create your own course. Let's get out of here. We can edit them right here and add modules to it, edit, view the whole thing. There we go. Course 2, module 2, course 3 inside of there, and we're able to view them. And there we go. Super easy to build and start your courses right there. We can also create course bundles. In this case, there's already a bundle created. And let's go ahead and click on edit. And if you have, oh, not there, add a course. So if I want to add, well, I don't have courses right there, but we can create a bundle with these courses in case you are offering several of them in one. The students have a clear view of the students available right here and their progress and the last engagement date. Super useful, for example, if you're a teacher or just to know what's going on, if they're actually doing it or not. These stats help you know if they're actually, for example, liking the course because they're finishing it, or maybe they're stuck somewhere, something's going on that you have to go check out, and that's what the analytics are for. And my affiliate program, there we go. The affiliate program settings are available right here along with the other settings. Now, I would recommend that when you start on Systeme, you start with the settings, just so you set everything like you need. For example, your payment gateways, your affiliate program settings, your custom domain. So it has your own name brand for the domain instead of using the general one. The mailing settings, the plans, and everything's just right here on the settings. Super recommended to get started here and then go with the rest. But there you go, that is Systeme. Like I mentioned before, if you guys want to check it out, that link will be provided in the description. They have a really great freemium plan to check out. And if you need more, well, you can jump into the paid plans, which are pretty great. Okay, there you go. I thank you all for watching. My name is George. This is SaaS Master, and I'll see you guys later.